выпустил, поэтому дверь была не заперта.
Hey guys, this is Unmeaning Master back for another What If. This is gonna be what if Asta had Goku Black's powers. This was one of the what ifs that was requested to me by one of you guys. First, I'll be starting off how I'm gonna go about this. Asta is born with magic this time around, and it's not normal magic. It's kind of dark, but also kind of divine. But it's like Yami's, but it's also a combination with Patriu's magic, so light and dark combined together. Basically, it has power of both of them. And now let's get into the actual what if. Asta's left there, this time not crying as he was in canon, quiet, almost too quiet, almost like he was dead. But when the father of the church picked him up, Asta by accidentally kicked him on the face, which almost broke his jaw. The father just thinking that he's just imagining his strength, so he lets it be and he takes them inside. Everything else happens the same until Yuno and Asta. Yuno's going to drop off the letter and he's coming back, and he's attacked by the drunken person who's trying to take Yuno's pendant. Asta this time around doesn't even struggle to move the guy. Asta gets frustrated and by accidentally use magic in his hands, and he just kind of pushes the guy. The guy goes flying into a building, leaving a crater and passing out. Then Asta just picks up the pendant and gives it to Yuno, and they both run back to the church, and both promising not to say anything. After this, Yuno decides to train hard as possible so he can keep up with Asta, and Asta also tells him that he's going to be the Wizard King. Now we skip onto the day when they're going to get their grimoires. Yuno gets his 4-leaf clover grimoire, and Asta gets 2 grimoires. So he thinks, but after 2 of them arrive, they both merge together into one, almost like 2 souls merging together into one. And first spell that Asta sees is divine energy charge. So, and then the second one is key strike. So, and there's another spell, but Asta hasn't tried, and he can't tell what it is just yet. So Asta goes and tries to work out what it is. Before he goes and he looks at the cover of the grimoire, it's, instead of it being 3 leaves, it's 4 leaves on one side and 5 leaves on the other. So it's basically one side is demon grimoire, other side is a normal 4-leaf clover. Asta, as soon as he gets his grimoire, he rushes off to through the forest to try out his new spells. The first one he tries is the Divine Charge, which doesn't work for some reason, as he thought it would be something like he would have to charge into something. It's written as if he needs to charge into something, but it's not that. Then Asta tries his second spell, thinking the first one might not be working for some reason. He uses his key strike. The first time he uses his key strike, he pretty much uses full power on it. It destroys, like, it creates a giant crater almost the size of the stadium that Asta and Yuno did their Magic Night exam. So then Asta, feeling really tired, wishing that he could recover his magic fast. So some thought in his mind comes in that spell might be able to help him out. So he uses it. When he uses it, he feels a surge of energy building up inside of him. So when it was building up, Asta couldn't help but scream. When he screamed, a purple aura surrounded him, and when he unleashed that purple aura, he felt like his magic was coming back. And then just before he felt like, just before Asta recovered all of his magic, he hears a scream. So before even he stops the spell there and rushes to where the scream came from, when he gets back, Yuno had just defeated the two nobles, and a guy with chains had just taken Yuno's grimoire. Then, as soon as Asta comes in, he sees Asta and he thinks of the way that he had two grimoires, one that was covered with darkness, one that was covered with light. And so the start of the grimoire is dark, the end of the grimoire is light. So the right side of the grimoire is yellow and bright, left side is dark and purple. So when Asta gets there, he basically activates his he uses his key strike and screams, "Give Yuno's grimoire back or else." Before Asta can finish that sentence, his key strike is blocked and absorbed by the magic chains. Then Asta rushes forward, attacking with his fists, almost moving like his body, almost like his body is moving on its own, punching his face, then his stomach, then swiping his legs. But all of them are blocked because Asta's too slow. Asta gets frustrated and at this point Yuno uses the magic he's able to without his grimoire to help Asta. Then Yuno, trying to help Asta, gets injured, which infuriates Asta, and Asta decides. Then third spell came. Third spell unlocked, which is energy sword. So he basically activates it. It gives him a sword which is made of energy or magic. Asta pretty much the slices the chains in one slice. Slices the chain in one slice, just like the sword went through the chains like butter. And the guy's surprised and gets serious, puts more magic in his attack chains and attacks Asta. Asta, being frustrated, he swings his sword wildly. A blast of energy comes out and hits the chain wielder, and he gets sent back into the wall and makes a crater like in the original and passes out. I'll be leaving you here for today. Thank you guys for listening. Bye.